Welcome back. Another episode, Ghetto Correspondent News Network. It's your boy, Aunt Dammit.
Break you down this TV was good with y'all.
We here. We in the building. We missed the episode last week. Your boy was dehydrated, drinking too much coffee, but yet it's still here I am, drinking coffee.
You gotta learn, man. You gotta learn.
I got some water over there on the table. I got a bottle. I literally have a bottle of water like on the table, but feel like it's important to let the people know that the numbers are growing. Shout out to everybody out there that is supporting the channel. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. If you found this somehow, some way, just by randomly stumbling upon it, I hope you are entertained. If not, let us know, and we ain't gonna argue with you, but you can let us know how you feel.
Oh yeah.
So right, that is what it's for. It's open debate. Like I don't want nobody to feel like this forum is one-sided. Like it's literally you and I. We giving you our hot takes on whatever is happening in the world and the urban or Black community, and you guys are welcome to state your opinions. If you have any questions or things that you're unfamiliar with, shit, let us know. If I don't got the answers, I'll go to Google. Frank ain't got the answers. I don't know what to tell you.
Definitely going to Google.
I'd live on Google. Listen. So let's start off. Last night was Tyson versus Roy Jones fight. Was it even a fight?
It was an exhibition fight.
Old folks convention, fucking retirement home bingo night.
Yeah, Roy came out there with his man titties.
Oh my God, they both look bad.
Yeah, he was wrestling. Mike didn't look as good last night as he did in those videos leading up to, all of this hype. Like Mike looked like, 1985 Mike. And then last night he looked like 53, 54-year-old Mike Tyson. You know what I mean? But I was impressed with his stamina, man. Mike, I thought, because they looked tired after round one, Mike was still landing punches and was on his ass for 8 rounds. I just think he really let him off the hook. He didn't give him any headshots. It wasn't that kind of fight. I think people went into this with high expectations. I knew it was going to be Uncle Wars. So
Uncle Wars, drunk uncle. You know what? Not for nothing. This is what we were missing from Thanksgiving, because everybody had to be isolated from their family, so you didn't get to see the uncles arguing over fucking VSOP or Cavassier or whatever the hell an old heads drink.
Gas money.
Yeah.
Typical shit.
Nephew, let me hold $20 to tomorrow, nephew.
Yeah. What shoes? What size them shoes is?
Right.
You know what I mean? That's his uncle. But I thought Snoop's commentary was fucking off the charts. I thought that nigga's a Swiss Army knife. Like,
who, Snoop?
Did 2 gigs. Yeah, I think he had to get a good check because he performed. He did a live performance. Then he did the commentary on the side. Like, he stole the show to me.
Let's start there, because I saw your commentary about the performances. So they had French Montana, Neo, Snoop. Anybody else perform?
YG performed.
Okay, so that was probably YG and Snoop were probably the only 2 that should have been there. But you said French Montana performed Unforgettable?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. I have no idea. I get Snoop because Snoop is LA. You were in the Staples Center. And it was a 3-hour time difference. I was glad it wasn't on the East Coast because 12 in the morning would have been past them niggas' bedtime.
Oh, them niggas would have been asleep.
All right, the niggas were backstage. They got to push Mike. Yo, Mike, wake up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Mike's theme song to the ring was fucking hilarious.
What did he have? Because I didn't get to see the fight. I was looking for it, but I couldn't find it. And I was just like,
somehow Mike was walking down to the ring with some bullshit he recorded maybe last week in the studio. Like, I'm Mike Tyson. That's the.
Oh, he had his own joint?
Yes, Mike. I'm
Wow.
Mike Tyson. And if you listen to it enough, it actually is kind of catchy, but it's funny. Him and his voice. I'm Mike Tyson. This whole thing was. It was comedy. I don't know why people are upset. Like, Gilly the Kid was like, that wasn't no real fight. I said, bro,
duh.
What are y'all expecting? These niggas is 50. These boys is both born in the 60s. Did y'all really think y'all were going to get like some Barry Wilder type shit? Some Mayweather shit? I get some people pay $50 to see this. I would have paid 20 if I had to. You get what you pay for in certain cases, but I mean, nobody told you to pay $50 for this. Y'all niggas paid that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's the other thing too. People haven't learned, like, when it comes to Tyson and pay-per-views, because I remember I think the last time anybody really bought a Tyson pay-per-view fight was that time he knocked the nigga out in like 30 seconds or whatever. Motherfuckers was mad. It was like, yo, I paid $50 for 30 seconds.
Yeah, that's
And
how it always was.
yeah.
The last big fight he had was against Lennox Lewis in like 2000, and that was a wash.
Right. Wasn't that like on HBO or something? Because I feel like that one was it wasn't criticized as much as the one on wherever that was. I forget who the hell he was fighting, but literally 30 seconds. I'll never forget it because I think I was with my cousins. We went outside to smoke, right? We went to smoke some weeds, with the family, like, yo, let's go take a walk. And so we went outside, and by the time we came back upstairs, the shit was over. I was you talk about blowing your high. Nigga, I was mad.
We went to go see a Wilder fight about a year ago. Deontay Wilder's a knockout artist also. He doesn't have a lot of skill set.
To this day.
To this day, right? We went to Twin Peaks, the bar, to go watch it. I said, yo, come on, let's go. This dude, he doesn't do long fights. This isn't gonna be 12 rounds. We got to the fight, we got to the bar, nigga. Everyone's walking out. I'm like, what the fuck happened? We're going in as people are walking out. And this girl I knew, we seen each other. She's like, oh, yeah, you missed it. It's over now. 4 rounds. I said, get the fuck out of here. But Mike, he didn't, like I say, if Mike, I think if he really wanted to knock out Roy, he could have. He was tearing his midsection up and all of that.
Yeah, that's what I saw too. It was like a lot of body shots. Like there was really no headshots.
Really could have. Yeah, this was your typical exhibition fight. It was a draw. They had already teased prior that it wasn't gonna be a winner. This was for money. Mike got $10 million to do this at 54 years old.
Damn.
And and fucking got $3 million. So this is about Roy Jones came to get a check. And Mike came to fight and get a check. But I think, we all know Mike could have really laid him out.
Right. That's what Snoop was saying. Somebody was saying in the commentary. He was like, let's hope he don't have a flashback. Let's hope, because Mike did have that look like he could kill the motherfucker.
Yeah, he did. He looked like he was going to kill Roy. I mean, Roy was just dancing around and wrestling with him and holding him. And I was like, this is a hug fest. They're talking about a part 2. I'm like, look, as entertaining as last night was, we don't need to see a sequel.
Nope.
I'm good.
Nope, we don't want it.
Fury Wilder. This ain't De La Hoya Mayweather. We don't need to see part 2. It was funny for what it was. It was entertaining. I was entertained highly, but I'm good. And I said to myself, I said, man, the pandemic is a motherfucker. We are all sitting around watching 250-some old men wrestle. I said wrestle, I'm saying box. In any point in time, the amount of coverage that was on this, you would have thought it was a big Mayweather fight that cost $100.
Right.
This was, I'm like, yo, the whole world stopped and watched this shit last night. That's how bored we are with COVID-19.
That's crazy, yo. That's crazy. So, speaking of things that people don't want, because I want to segue back to the fight in a second. What about Coming to America 2? That's coming to Amazon Prime really soon. Do you think that people are really going to be into it now as opposed to when Coming to America first came out? Because I heard on the Joe Budden podcast they were saying, they were like, nobody asked for us. And then I thought about it. I was like, yeah, we really didn't. Like, I think people would be more excited for another Friday over Coming to America 2. Me personally.
I'd say that. But at the same time, like Faison Love said, niggas is 50 years old, Pops is dead. How can you even do another Friday? But I think, well, first of all, we didn't ask for Coming to America is my favorite comedy of all time. So I really don't want to see this. But I got 2 issues with it. Well, number 1, we didn't ask for it. And number 2, I would rather all of the big movies that are coming out, I would rather they wait till next year when things are normal. I'm not a fan of movies being premiered on streaming sites like Disney Plus, HBO Max, this and that. I'm not a fan of that. I don't think it's a special. I'm traditional. I know you're not a movie theater guy, but
I was about to say I don't give a damn.
Yeah, big movies deserve theaters. You know, the popcorn, the sticky floors. You know what I mean? The movie theater activity.
COVID.
I'm not a fan of. Yeah, that too. I'm not a fan of. I'm not a fan of movies going straight to, basically like straight to DVD status. It takes the flair out of it. Imagine if Black Panther went straight to fucking Disney Plus or Netflix.
Yeah, that would have
You know
been
what I mean?
tough. I don't
It
think it
killed
would have done. Yeah, it wouldn't have
it
did
killed
numbers.
it, bro. Like I'm not a kid, but I know they did that Mulan movie over the summer, and they went straight to the streaming service, Disney Plus. I'm like, bro, that would have, you know how much money they would have made at the theater. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like it's just I'm like that, but no, I didn't ask for Coming to America too.
I wonder how do they calculate that to him. We might have to ask somebody who's a freaking numbers person, but
you know, the streams and shit. Yeah, I'm
no, not the streams, but like movie sales. Like, so do they count just ticket sales or do they count tickets in concessions?
I think they count ticket sales.
Okay, because I was going to say, I thought when you were saying that, I was like, yeah, that does make sense. But then I was like, hold up, if movie theaters are banking on just tickets for sales, then that's probably not a good thing because shit, with the price of a fucking thing of popcorn, you could buy 2 extra tickets. So it's like, does it make, but that's, I guess you do have a point with saying that. So I guess if we didn't have COVID and a lot of the shit that was being released this year would go straight to theater as opposed to streaming, because I think I forget how much Amazon paid a nice little chunk for Coming to America too. I think, and with that being said, is like, would it be worth it to sell straight direct to the streaming site? Because Chappelle had Chappelle Show removed from Netflix because he doesn't get paid from it. But
Netflix did it out of respect.
Right. Yeah. Which because Netflix knows they can make more money with Chappelle going forward.
Yeah,
if this was right, if this was a few years ago and Netflix was like, well, motherfucker, we don't really care. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think they looked at the landscape and they were like, okay, this guy is going to bring X, Y, and Z to the table. It would probably make more sense for us to go, you know what? Let's move this little project over here off because this ain't going to help us if he's not happy. Let's keep him happy, and like, I think that was in the best interest of Netflix to do that. So with that being said, I want to see how much Amazon paid for Coming to America. I like how they got how much did Amazon pay in taxes as a freaking, what's the name?
That's the first thing that come up. On the Google
people are crazy. All right, so Amazon paid $125 million for Coming to America too.
That's probably what they would have made in box office revenue. They probably would have made something around that.
Right. Probably. And Amazon's going to make that back. And well, see, that's the thing too. Like, are they, because
there's a lot of heavy hitters in this movie that they were going to make that back in box office. Between Eddie, I think Kevin Hart's in it. Is Kevin Hart in it? Eddie Murphy, and they got a couple of high rollers in this.
Yeah, let me look up the cast.
Yeah, Rick Ross is in it. I'm just like, nah, I'm good.
Well, they use Rick Ross house, so it's like,
oh yeah, well, Rick Ross is probably gonna play that fat nigga that sings "She's Your Queen to Be."
Oh man, they better not do that. They better not do that.
That's gonna be Ross. Fuck out of here. I'm good. They are gonna ruin my favorite comedy of all time. I'm gonna smoke and watch that when we get done. How dare they?
Well, the original.
Sabotage, Prince Hakeem.
Yeah, Rick Ross. Oh, Rick Ross is playing himself in there. Tracy Morgan is in it. They got Wesley Snipes in it.
Well, Wesley Snipes and Eddie look out for each other because Wesley was just in the Dolomite movie.
Okay, Lunel, Rotimi, Tiana Teller, Michael Blackson. I saw Kevin Hart's name somewhere.
And you know what they did? Because the first one wasn't as star-studded.
Right.
They think that they can replace, they could just fill up with star cast. And most of the time, when black movies that have a huge like star lineups, they don't normally live up to the hype. Like I remember Death at the Funeral, they had everybody in that movie, and it was some mid. You had Kevin Hart, you had Donald, you had Danny Glover, Kevin Hart, Martin Lawrence, Chris Rock. They loaded that cast up, and I might have laughed a handful of times. I'm like, come on.
Yeah,
you gotta go hard.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too. So, I mean, and I don't think they even paid that much to film it. I don't think they, spent that much, which, cool. But once again, is anybody really going to be lined up to see it? Like, I don't even know if I'm like if I'm hyped up to see it. Like, I haven't even seen a trailer right now.
And I'm definitely not hyped. That's why I go to the tradition. I'm definitely not hyped when it's going straight to a streaming site. That's straight to DVD status. Let's be for real. That's what it is.
Right.
I'm not hyped to watch.
That's like back in the day when the Medea joints came out and it went straight to DVD.
Yeah. And I mean, Eddie took the check, Paramount or whatever took the check. But I mean, I personally, I would rather, let's hold off on this and, wait till people can get back to going to the movie theaters again. I think something that's supposed to be special like this, should come out like traditional style. Yeah. Fuck out of here.
You really kind of took that personal. The fuck out of here on the end, just added the little personal touch to it. Nigga made it seem like somebody just freaking came into his house.
Shout out to Gilly the Kid. I want to say a big fuck out of here to him too. He's talking about we need to stop clowning Nate Robinson for getting knocked out. That was a black man trying to stand for the culture.
What? All right, come on. Gilly the Kid, he doing too much like cleanup now because of that whole Black Lives Matter shit. Now he trying to, it seems like he going a little too hard on the fucking the black power shit. Like, come on, dude, stand on your bullshit.
Yeah, Nate Robinson made it about black people and race when he said, this is for my brothers. And don't include us in that shit. He wore the Dragon Ball Z Super Saiyan costume. I mean, come on, you got laid out by a 23-year-old YouTuber. Nate Robinson's pushing 40.
What made him decide to do that anyway?
The J. Paul dude talks a lot of shit, apparently, and he's really good at it. And he gets under people's skin. He's a YouTuber. I'm not familiar with his content like that, but Nate Robinson just got, 36 years old. Yeah, and J. Paul whooped your ass. A 23-year-old. And on top of that, the fact that he's white is like the fifth thing that's wrong with this.
That's what everybody else is driving towards the conversation. He's a white dude that got knocked out. They're bringing it back or they're making the parallel comparison to fucking Apollo Creed in the fucking Russian in Rocky.
Oh yeah, he dies. Yeah, boxing has always stemmed from racism. I mean, hell, literally, it's the slave days.
Yeah,
they had black men fighting for entertainment. So it's like, remember that scene in Harlem Nights where you got the black people in the nosebleeds at the boxing fight and the white people, that boxing racial tension has always been like that. And that's one thing about boxing that's still kind of traditional. Like when we went to see the Fury Wilder fight at the bar, bro, everybody black was like this the whole fight. Like, oh my God, like you let us down, man. Like,
yeah. Yeah, we tend to do that.
Yeah, white America won last night in that context.
But see, you can make the comparison to in any sport for that matter when it comes to racism, because it's like, if you think about it, other than baseball, I want to say, like maybe
Latinos run baseball.
Right, but you know what I'm saying? Like football and basketball, the two like most super competitive sports in America are based on speed and strength and endurance. Like baseball, like if you look at baseball back in the day, those motherfuckers used to smoke cigarettes in the dugout, just sitting there with their feet up, like chilling.
On peanuts and shit. Like,
right. Yeah, exactly. That was like, it's such a laid back sport that you know what I'm saying? Like black people, we really didn't have to. The only reason that they made such a big deal about Jackie Robinson is because he was the first black man to actually be like in the forefront of baseball, because black people wasn't really fucking with baseball like that. We were like, man, ain't nobody got time for this shit running around the damn park, which is crazy because motherfuckers would rather run up and down the field.
we tend to gravitate towards sports that are more available to us because the average black high school might not have a baseball team, but they definitely got a football team and a basketball team.
Mm.
You know, and it's a lot affordable to send your kid to basketball or football camp. Baseball camp is fucking expensive. You got to drop some money if your kid is playing baseball. But if they make it to the league, it's worth it because they get the most. They make more money.
Right.
More than LeBron and all of these cats and playing basketball. Like baseball niggas get $300 million guaranteed contracts.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's so much money like right there that it's just like it's like shoot yourself in the damn head.
Yeah, it's a boring sport to a certain degree. So a lot of young black kids are not interested in that shit. It's like it's too slow paced. I don't even know how we got on baseball, but yeah.
Making a comparison to
boxing. But
right.
Yeah, I mean, Nate Robinson, man, that shit was hilarious. That was the highlight of the night.
Yeah, that's what everybody said. They were like, damn, he looks like he's dead. He did look like he was dead.
Yeah. Did you see the Nate Robinson challenge?
Oh, my
people
God.
Are doing the Nate Robinson challenge. Hashtag Nate Robinson challenge. Where people are just laying on the floor on their stomach. It's Snoop Precious. Oh. I was like, yo, this is fucking entertaining. I don't see how people was mad. I'm like, this shit was funny.
I don't either. And that's the part that really got me upset is when everybody wanted to bring it back to, oh, this is a black man. This black man decided that he was going to get into a ring. Anytime you get into a ring in any sort of like MMA, UFC, boxing, nigga, you know there's a chance that you might die. Mm-hmm. So why am I going to be like...
Yeah. Being black is exhausting at times. Like, can we ever just have fun and just be neutral?
Exactly.
Like, okay, I'm an old wrestling fan. CM Punk was a wrestler. He tried to train for a couple months and did UFC. Got his ass whooped. I mean, we felt bad for him, but he still got them jokes. Like, nigga, you still gonna get these jokes, bro. I don't care. Nate Robinson is actually a cool guy. He's actually, I wouldn't say he's one of my favorite players, in his career, but he was a cat that, I respected. But I mean, you're an athlete, so people thought you had the advantage. But you're a retired athlete. You were in the big three for a reason. Ice Cube's league. I mean, I don't even think he's in the big three anymore. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't even think he know where he at anymore. Niggas, Freddie Gibbs said, yo, you got knocked out in some ones. Freddie Gibbs was clowning the shit out of him. Like, nigga,
he said,
no damn ones.
I blame the big three. Y'all should have gave Nate somebody in the NBA, give Nate Robinson a coaching job. He played for like 8 different teams. Somebody, the Sixers, the Celtics, somebody, Doc Rivers, somebody give Nate Robinson a coaching gig. Let him hold the clipboard. Might be a while before he gets his memory back. But if you look at the blows, it didn't look like severe hits. These weren't your typical, like, oh, he got knocked the fuck out type hits. These blows don't look that vicious. That's why some people are saying that they think it's fake.
Yeah,
I think that's cap. I think that's cap. This wasn't no fake, bro.
No, I don't think it was fake either because you. So, I mean, I don't know you like that, but I'm assuming you've been in some fights, right?
Oh yeah.
And everybody knows it takes like one punch. Like when you're fighting, like really fighting, because street fighting and boxing is 2 totally different things. But for the most part, you're putting out a lot of energy. You're out there just going.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're in a ring and you because you can't kick, you can't do none of the street shit. So you are reserving a lot of that energy to where as though if a motherfucker catch you with one good punch, it don't matter. Like all it takes is one good punch.
One punch.
You ain't got no energy.
It looked like he got hit in the temple. That's what it
forget
looked
about
like.
it.
It was forget about it. It was over. The way he came in, he just came in like a Power Ranger or something. He just came in with these random swings. I'm like, dude, you ain't got no technique, no poise,
nothing.
Fucking bad.
That's the most embarrassing part. You got beat up by, you got knocked out by a nigga that really can't really throw punches like that.
And the dude, Jake Paul's been training for 2 years. This wasn't his first fight. This was Nate's first fight. Nate Robinson's been training for 2 months.
Oh wow.
2 months.
I'm not a good Pokemon person, but I would have to make the comparison that this was like putting the damn level 1 Pokemon against a level 20. Like this nigga was training for 2 years.
Basically, he's been doing this amateur shit for a while.
And where the fuck? And Nate Robinson was what, running up and down the court with a bunch of old heads playing ball?
Yeah, a year ago. He was playing ball, pretty much like the rec center YMCA basketball, glorified
Nigga was
basketball.
playing pickup game. Yo, I got next.
Yeah, and like I say, they say you can't just play boxing. You can't. Boxing is not some plug and play sport. Like you can't wait till you're 36 to say, okay, I'm a box. Like most good boxers, these cats been doing this since they was high, 5-6 years old, and they crafted their skill. You know, I think Wilder was a late bloomer, but you see, he doesn't have a lot of skill either. Knockout
Right.
artists, you can't just pick up gloves and just go. Like you got to have the endurance, the stamina, the skill set. This is a sport that takes years to craft. You can't just pick up some gloves. And I hope other athletes learn their lesson too. You know, I think if Nate Robinson was in his prime of his career, of course he would have done this 6 years ago. I think probably just bored. You know, you ain't played ball this year. Big Three didn't come in.
Right.
Sitting at the crib, and he's like, "Fuck it, I'll box. How much they gonna pay me?"
I don't know if it's worth getting my clock clean because that right there is.
I want to see how much did Nate Robinson get paid to do this. That's what I want to
know. Right. Because the nigga, he played ball up until what, 2015? So he had 10 years of ball. Like the nigga, he's the same age as me. Like, yo, come on now.
Mike looked better than that. How much? Oh fuck no! Really, Nate Robinson only got $600,000 for that.
Wow.
Both of them, Jake Paul and him. But Jake Paul, I mean, come on. Nate Robinson got knocked out and that's before taxes, y'all.
Wow.
Not counting the man's money, but come on, bro. Was it worth? They were talking about on commentary. He's doing this for his family and his pride. I said, look, I love my family too, but I'm not signing up to get knocked the fuck out.
Nah, not for no.
I would have took that $3 million Roy took. I'll fight Mike for $3 million. You know, Mike ain't gonna hit me in the head too. Okay, fine.
Right.
I noticed, like I said, those other fights, guys were getting hit in the head. Nate got hit in the head, clearly. Mike didn't go for Roy. I think that was just out of respect. Now, any other guy would have gotten in the ring, Mike would have probably took his head off. I think out of respect for his man, Roy, but I ain't Roy, I'm not gonna.
Yeah, right. Because remember when they did the weigh-in, them two niggas like a bag of boiled hot dogs. I was like, yo, come on now.
Uncle Wars.
Yep, Uncle Wars. Damn. So
speaking Ray Gibson and Claude Banks.
Oh my God, yeah. Yo, speaking of fucking wars, we missed this last week, but the Jeezy and Gucci Mane Versus happened. Now everybody's speculating who won. If you ask me, I say hip hop won because that was huge what they did. I've never really been like the biggest Gucci Mane fan as far as like songs go because like I never really listened to him like that. Like if you're in the South or whatever, like you know, a lot of Southerners they fuck with Gucci. Like he's the street dude. He would be the equivalent to, let's say, a 50 Cent up here minus the blow up, you know, the pop. Like if 50 wouldn't have popped and 50 would have stayed strictly street doing all of those, because when 50 was on his mixtape run, that nigga was the hottest thing in the street. Motherfuckers ain't give a fuck. Niggas was bumping all that shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Gucci it's a southern that southern rhetoric. A lot of people don't understand the motherfucker. He's a country bammer from East Atlanta.
Right.
You know, and the younger kids love him.
Right. Which, you know, I get it. I'm like,
he's the godfather of all of this mumble shit. You know what I mean? He started all of this mumble shit.
Mm-hmm. He did. And, you know, and people, some people want to say he's the reason that hip hop isn't as prominent.
You can't blame it all. Yeah, you can't blame it all on one person.
Because not for nothing, he might have been like the conduit for a lot of these mumble rappers, but he wasn't a mumble rapper. The nigga, he was talking some street shit, and like you listen to.
When I say mumble, this is the way he talks.
No, I know, like the style, the style.
Yeah, and it's not like he's not going into the booth like, I'm gonna mumble my ass off, mumble young man, mumble. That's just how he talks.
Yeah,
nigga, and then when you put that grill in your mouth, it's even harder to understand. But, you know, Jeezy just more. Now, the son is really, like you say, hip-hop won. Now, Pookie Loke's son is pissed. And I'm like, well, I kind of understand it. I mean, who am I to think for Pookie Loke's son? I mean, but Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I would take that smoke up with Gucci. I mean, it's been what 10 years, and Gucci's still walking around here. If you want to really be mad at somebody, so you handle that with Gucci first.
I
He's
would
upset
think
at both of
so.
them. Yeah, and he's mad at Jeezy for like, hold up, how you going to this man disrespected my daddy in front of you, in front of the world, and you just gonna let it slide? It's like, yeah, Jeezy's thinking about that paycheck. You
Yeah,
know,
exactly. And so that was the main thing too, right? So let's cut right to the chase. So the entire time Gucci was throwing shots at Jeezy left and right, just talking shit, talking shit, talking shit. Jeezy over there like, okay, yeah, okay. And
let's take it back to 05.
yeah. It was like you playing old shit, nigga. Let's play some of my class. And meanwhile, a lot of the shit Jeezy was playing, that shit knocked. Niggas was like, yeah, that shit might be old, but that shit still slap, nigga. Like, come on.
Yeah, yeah.
And then Gucci played his diss song to Jeezy, The Truth, right?
Uh-huh.
And oh my, I know fucking Instagram, the app itself probably felt the tension that was in that room because Lord, I know when I watched it, I was like, oh shit. Like what is going to happen? And he rapped that shit word for word. And then he, at the end of it, he was like, put that nigga in the dirt. I was like,
Yeah.
God.
Said that shit like 2 or 3 times.
Oh,
You see
yeah.
another one, we gonna bring him back in a pine box.
In a box.
Yeah,
Oh, my God. I just was like, nigga, I was scared. And I'm sitting at home looking at it on my phone like, yo, what the fuck? But Jeezy took the higher road, as they say.
Yeah, I knew nothing was gonna happen. I mean, they had Stacey Abrams host would come out and introduce the battle, like the battle, as you call it. Because I still don't look at shit like a battle until they come up with like the dunk contest. You got judges, and until you can make it a real, we got a judge panel, and we come up with a final decision. Other than that, this is a glorified concert. This was a concert for Gucci and Jeezy fans.
Right. Yeah, because we said that. We was like, they need to have, whether put a poll up or something, let the people vote.
Yeah. And if you're not, but that's how they promote it to get people drew in, to draw the viewers in. They'll promote it like this is a battle. But there's never a final decision. It's basically a draw. Remember, the fight last night was a draw?
Yeah.
Versus is a draw every fucking time. And it's the people, public perception, public opinion of who you thought won. Now, the public mostly said Jeezy, like I thought they would have said. Jeezy's a more likable or more popular rapper nationwide than Gucci. Outside of the southern region, Gucci will never get as much airplay than Jeezy will.
Yeah,
and that was a good marketing for Jeezy. Jeezy didn't even put out a single. He just said, "Yeah, go get my album 12 o'clock." You know what I mean? And I guess he did numbers. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either. That album cover was crazy though. When the trap jumping at 8, but you got to beat. But the revolution pops off at 9. Yeah. That was that outfit.
Isaac Hayes, Curtis Mayfield.
Oh my God! I'm still like.
I didn't know if Jeezy was gonna go draw a picture like Picasso or go to a fucking Black Panther.
Right, like nigga, what is going on here? I haven't listened to the album yet. I do have it. I listened to that Juicy J album the other day though. That shit was slapping.
I heard some of that. Yeah,
and I only got halfway through it, and I was like, damn, this shit is hard. Like, and once again, like I said a few episodes ago, with certain people, you get an album from them, you know what to expect. You're like, this is what I'm going to get from him. Okay. It's going back to the Jeezy and Gucci thing. Now, a lot of people have split decisions in this, where they're saying not as far as who won the battle, but in the sense of Gucci and Jeezy both appearing in the same room and both doing this for quote unquote the culture. Some people are like, nigga, that motherfucker tried to kill you. I would not be making peace with anything. Other motherfuckers is like, that nigga killed your homeboy, you over here trying to make peace with him. Me personally, I could see why motherfuckers in the street would feel that way. But after what we've seen with 2020, the lives that have been lost to COVID, the rappers that have been like gunned down, just all of the dumb shit should be enough to make motherfuckers wake up. Now, I understand you can't bring back that man that lost his life. And Gucci is probably going to feel a certain way forever. Like, nigga, you put a bounty on my head. Like, that's not something you get over. Even though they say forgiveness isn't for you, it's for me. If I forgive you, I don't care how you feel. I do it for myself. And I feel like a lot of people do need to get to that point, but motherfuckers haven't matured. Because you see Freddie Gibbs, he's standing up, but Freddie Gibbs and Jeezy have their own beef.
Yeah.
And, rightfully so, cool. But I think when it comes to this beef shit, like, motherfuckers need to keep it off of social media. Because when you get the fans and the viewers involved in this shit, it turns into a whole nother level of, it's like with the election, it's a whole nother level of fucking politics now, where everybody has a Monday morning quarterback shit. Oh, this is how it should have happened. And you look at some of the video that was out there from like when they pulled up, like niggas had fucking straps out there. I'm like,
oh yeah,
I'm just happy that it. Yeah, they did.
Nobody had a mask on at compound.
Atlanta don't believe in masks.
Nah, they don't believe in COVID. I was just down there, and I didn't see much of anything. It was Atlanta, but I mean, it was now T.I. was really who got like stood up at the altar like a bridesmaid, like he got stood up. Now T.I. still doesn't have an opponent. Ross tried to tease a battle, but we already seen Ross in 2 Chainz, and I'm sorry, Ross has the catalog, but he don't have the energy. Like I tell people, Versus is a concert, and if you're just gonna stand there and get massages and drink wine and promote your liquor and shit, I'm not interested, bro. That
Ross is just too rich.
It was too lazy. Rich too, but I mean, a lot of niggas that more richer than him that have done this, but he's just too. I want to see energy. I want to see stage presence. You see, Gucci didn't sit down the whole fucking time.
Yeah. Somebody said he didn't sit down because the nigga had that antique outfit on. Talk about this outfit cost me 10 racks. Nigga said, yeah, that's fucking what's the pop's name from Good Times? He had that outfit on. Yeah.
His name John Amos.
Yeah, it was like they put the side by side. And that's the funny part about this whole Versus thing. Anytime that's happened, it's always somebody that gets the shit memed out of them. Like they did the shit with Monica, Jadakiss, who else? DMX. Like almost everybody gets memed the fuck out of it. They'll find an outfit and they'll somehow go back in time and find a vintage picture of something. And once again, like you said, it's exhausting enough. Like we should be able to have some fun with this.
Oh yeah. I mean, people just, I get it. You're black before anything. I'm black and proud. Say it loud, but come on, I don't feel bad for Nate Robinson. I do, but I don't. But I'm definitely not gonna feel like,
nigga, you decided you was gonna get in the ring.
Like, yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and I can't laugh because I'm black. That shit was hilarious.
We need to make that a new segment. I'm gonna make a note of that. A fuck out of here segment. To where as though once a week we give somebody a fuck out of here for saying some bullshit, because that was some bullshit. Like he should have left that alone.
Big time. I was gonna segue into what you call it, but I'm not sure.
Nah, go ahead. What do you want to segue into?
The fuck out of here with Young Thug and this Andre shit.
Oh, okay. Now this one threw me for a loop, and I was like, I don't know if the nigga has to be trolling. I'm sorry, you can't tell me, because everybody's like, well, no, fuck what everybody else think, nigga. How are you from Atlanta and you don't know one of Atlanta's greatest artists ever of all time? Like, if it wasn't for Andre 3000, I don't think the Atlanta hip hop scene would be what it is today. Like there might be an Atlanta hip hop scene, but I don't think it would be as respected. Outkast set the stones for all of the artists that came after them. I don't care if you like them or not. Like, and when they first came out, I wasn't hip to it. Like, I was like, what the fuck is this country shit? But as time went on, their talent superseded any sort of opinion that you might have had about them. So, backstory, I'm sorry, I just dove into my hot take or my take on it, but backstory, Young Thug was on T.I.'s Expeditiously podcast. They were talking their Atlanta talk, and Young Thug said he can't name or rap 2 3 Stack songs.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it went, right?
Yeah. I mean, I look at it like it's opinion, because I was gonna say maybe it's an age thing because he's younger. No, he's 29 years old. I'm 30, and I grew up on Outkast, so that's not an age. It's subjective, man. It's opinionated because I mean, I think Outkast is one of the dopest groups. Now, I do kind of cringe sometimes when people throw Andre in their top 5, because I'm like, hold up, I can't really put someone in top 5 that never dropped a solo album technically. That's like saying, because I think everyone has at least one unpopular opinion. There's some popular artists from your generation that everyone loved that you may have not thought was all that. And you might have kept it to yourself, for certain purposes. I guess that's the case for him. I think he could have just been more respectful and just been like, they play it off. We want honesty, but a lot of times we don't like what we hear.
Right.
But I think he could have still kept it more respectful. Like, okay, I wasn't really the biggest Outkast fan. That's all you had to say.
That would have been the more PC response to it, as opposed to saying I can't.
Out of respect for the legend, because I mean, I think there's certain. I think everybody's got at least one unpopular opinion of someone you grew up in your generation that people be like, "What? You don't like?" I know cats from New York that don't like Jay-Z.
Right.
I know
but
cats
they
from
respect
down
them.
That don't. Yeah. Some of them don't. Some of them do.
Well, I mean,
that's his unpopular opinion. I think clearly, the niggas like Jeezy and Gucci had more, and T.I. had more of an influence on him than Outkast, Goody Mob, the Dungeon Family. Some of these cats didn't start listening to hip hop till they was like 14, 15. Maybe he's, you could tell from watching Thug, he was more influenced by the Young Thug, the Lil Waynes of the world, the T.I.s, the Gucci's. He don't seem like a cat that would know anything about Outkast.
Right, but I just, for some reason, I just find that hard to believe. And then somebody pulled up a picture of him on a red carpet somewhere with a jacket on saying, I want to be like Andre Badu. Like, so you mean to tell me that of this
funny?
man? Huh?
Is he trying to be funny? Because that's when he was dating Erykah Badu and he was dressing like Aladdin. He was
probably.
Some other shit.
But listen, for a guy who doesn't release what he doesn't even have. See, that's how highly regarded this man is. He's a fucking hip hop unicorn. He doesn't even have a solo project, like a solo rap project. He did that, Speak About Love Below type shit.
That was it.
Whatever, that they sold millions of records off of that, but hip hop fans didn't really appreciate it. But that's neither here nor there. But for a guy who doesn't have a solo hip hop project anywhere, and he still has some of the generations or the culture's most memorable verses on songs, and even if he gets on a song to date, he still kills it. And niggas is like, hold up, wait, what?
Andre's got moments,
exactly.
Like his verse on National Players Anthem.
Yeah.
His verse on I Do with Jeezy and Jay-Z. His verse on Miss Jackson. You know what I mean? I pray so bad I need some knee pads. You know what I mean? Like he's got, he's got great hip hop moments. His verses are monumental and whatnot.
Sidebar. I know I'm not the only one on this, but a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago, a DJ retweeted onto the timeline that the song Sorry Miss Jackson was dedicated to the baby mothers of 3 Stacks and Big Boy. And I was like, I thought everybody knew this. And you know how many people did not know that?
Oh, God. Oh, God.
I was like,
thought that was something. What did they think that was about?
It's like, nigga, if you listen to the Me and Your Daughter had a special thing going on. You say it's puppy love. We say it's full grown. Like,
fucking idiots, bro. I can see now, like, when, oh my God. and people didn't know this shit, and they were like, "Oh my god, I didn't know." Wow. In the Google era, you did. Now, I didn't know when Jadakiss said that Nas wrote "Getting Jiggy with It." Now, that's something that I was like, I didn't know. That was understood. But how do you not understand the premise of that song? It's very clear.
Yeah, very, very. I mean, even if you did, so let's take 3 Stacks out of it, right? In his public relationship in breakup with Erykah Badu. Listen to Big Boy. Big Boy was talking about what he was going through, talking about tuitions and medical bills. He was like, we had fish fries. I invited your mother over. She still want to be on that bullshit. Like,
medical bills. I pay that to my daughter's parties. I'm not invited.
Right.
He said, "Fuck you and your mama." You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Those had to be kids who was saying that.
Once again, but so to that point, that must mean that because what is Young Thug, like 29 or something? You said
29. Yeah.
So to that point, that means that they weren't really paying attention to it. So I kind of see what he said, but I still, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, and I put too much stock into people to where as though I'm like, dude, if you're a hip hop artist, like even when I was doing music, there was some artists that I wasn't aware of, but I would take the time to try to understand, learn it. I would go to different places, go over to the Bay. You learn about, who their national treasures are, go down south, Midwest, all of that shit. And I don't know. I just feel like, and I guess I see why the older artists do feel slighted by the younger artists, because it's like, these motherfuckers don't pay homage. Like,
yeah, that's why I be like, I have a love-hate relationship with hip-hop culture, because that's the only genre of music that does that to their older artists. It's like, even if you don't like somebody, you have your opinion, show some fucking respect. You don't fucking go on. And T.I.'s so busy trying to chase a moment, trying to get clicked, trying to chase a podcast moment. As a person who grew up in that Andre, that Outkast era, you should have pulled son to the side and said, "Yo, bro," it's like we talk about Nori. Where's the responsibility as the editor to say, "Okay, that was a little disrespectful. We're gonna edit that part." No,
right.
These niggas would rather chase views and moments. Nori could have edited out half of that podcast with Hitmaker, and to me, T.I. should have took that out with Young Thug, because now you know what I mean. How you think Andre probably felt? You know what I mean? One of the best artists in Atlanta right now.
Somebody said Andre 3000 walking around playing his flute. He don't give a damn about a Young Thug right now. But to that point, though, also in that interview, Young Thug was saying something about making a comparison between Andre 3000 and Eric Clapton, I think it was. Was it Eric Clapton? But something about like Eric Clapton gives the praise. 3 Stacks wants you to praise him or kiss his ass. And it's like, I don't think that's it. Like, anybody who knows 3 Stacks, and I don't know him, but from what I gather, the guy, he doesn't even care about fucking, like, if you look at him, he dresses like a nomad. Like, he doesn't give a shit like what you think. Yeah. This man has made millions off of hip hop, and he's walking around Soho playing a fucking flute. That does not sound like a man that wants you to kiss his ass to me.
Yeah, I don't think Andre really was bothered by much of anything.
He don't give a damn. But yeah, with that being said, though, the like you said, the leaders need to do a better job at leading and setting an example, and the new generation needs to do a better example.
I mean, you get to that, and I get it, niggas is joking, but you just said the leaders need to set an example. T.I. just a couple weeks ago was calling Busta Rhymes a fucking senior citizen. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but the leaders need to set an example.
That's the problem.
He was joking, but they always say there's always truth in the jokes.
Right. Right.
And it's like, bro, Busta ain't even got a whole 10 years on you. You're 41, you're 40 or whatever. He's 47. But I mean, yeah, the leaders have to set a better example.
Right. But that's just because Busta has the longer career, right?
Way longer career. But, you got to set the example for the youth. You want to get that same respect. I don't think T.I. liked it when Kodak was disrespecting him.
No, he didn't. But see, to that point, though, hip-hop, rap, whatever you want to call it, has been built on a competitive edge. It's always been that competitive edge. Oh, I got to I got to show you that I'm better than you. So you know what I'm saying? And it went from that friendly competitive shit to the moment you say you don't like something, motherfuckers call it hating. You know what I'm saying? Like when Joe Budden, you know, was in his feelings about Jadakiss getting the verse from 2 Chainz and how, you know, he didn't look at it as 2 Chainz should be on a Kiss record, even though now he's saying, oh, he was in his feelings. But back then, it was one of those motherfucking the lyrical miracle niggas was like, nah, we ain't fucking with none of that pop shit, whatever. And he could have just been joking, but motherfuckers got like 2 Chainz was on. I know I ain't a battle rapper, I ain't talking shit or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, it went from a friendly competition to the moment you say something, these niggas get in their feelings. And like, for a bunch of hardcore motherfuckers, these are some of the most sensitive motherfuckers I've ever met in my life. And I don't know none of them personally.
Artists are supposed to be sensitive about this shit.
Yeah, but rap artists, like these niggas are more sensitive than R&B. Chris Brown is out here in clubs with niggas is shooting and talk about, oh, them niggas getting it popping. Like, they got to drag his ass off stage. Chris Brown's is with the shit. You know what I'm saying? But these R&B dudes, they with the shit. These rappers, they're like, nah, man, don't say you don't like my shit. Don't, you know what I'm saying? And like, that's what I don't really like about it. Like, you can't, you know, to Young Thug's point, like, I understood where he's coming from, even though I'm like, dude, you're from Atlanta. How the fuck do you not know? All right, cool. Take that away. I understand a motherfucker being like, yo, I don't like it, or no, that's not for me. Like that. That's how it should be. And rappers.
It's like if Lil Uzi's he's in his late 20s. Do you think Beanie Siegel or State Property had any impact on Lil Uzi musically?
No.
Exactly. So if you ask Lil Uzi, Dave, did you grow up on Beanie Siegel? I'm pretty sure the answer would be no. It probably wouldn't be as well detailed. I can't guarantee he would go into details and with all the dialogue that Young Thug did. But you can just tell some of these cats don't have. And you can tell. Look at the flip side. Do you think Will Smith, outside of the dream and making it musically, do you think Will Smith had any impact on Beanie Siegel?
No, but to some point though.
Like I said, making it, he made it. He made it out of Philly. He was the living proof that you can make it. But I mean, musically, do you think Beanie Siegel was like, yeah, I think they got me. I gotta get like Will. You know what I mean? It's.
Yeah, no, I can't see that.
You can just tell certain cats don't. That's just not what they was influenced by.
Right.
It is what it is. Fuck both of them.
All right, so before we get out of here, the Grammy nominations came out. When the fuck is the Grammys anyway? I thought the shit happened already, but it isn't.
No, it's always the top of the year, like January, February. Okay. It's always like either right before or after the Super Bowl, and right between the Rock Nation barbecue.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. The fucking. So hold up, did they? What? This don't make no sense. Oh, that was last year. Okay, the 63rd. Is that which one this is? The 63rd Grammys? Anyway, I just want to say that I'm happy for Freddie Gibbs getting that nomination. Yeah. That's super dope. Even though, you know, we got to the point where years ago we were like, why does the Grammy now? And I've said this on numerous platforms. You know, there are videos out there where you can find of me being like, you know, because the whole Grammy so white hashtag a few years ago, and how everybody was complaining about the Grammys don't respect black artists or whatever. And I was like, why the fuck does it matter? Like, if Beyonce has 50 million fans and these motherfuckers are out here in droves, like, you say the wrong thing about Beyonce, these motherfuckers is in your mention. Same thing with Nicki Minaj. Your fans should be the validation. I shouldn't need some damn award that at the end of the day, I can't resell this motherfucker. It doesn't hold any value after, you know, coming off stage. So why the fuck does it matter? But to that point, some people are like, well, you know, if you win a Grammy, then, you know, you can charge more for your shows. You can charge more for your verses. You can charge more for this, for that. And I understand that. But at the same time, dude, if I got 50 million people that Beyonce could drop an album at midnight and sell out or, you know, go platinum? Why the fuck does she need a Grammy?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Same thing with any of these artists. But with that being said, Freddie Gibbs, you know, who seemingly came from literally the bottom because he was signed to Jeezy's CTE label, and then he parted ways and he released his own stuff, and he's been releasing his own stuff, and he's basically built himself up to this plateau of where he is now respected as one of the best lyricists. If you follow his Instagram, the nigga's hilarious, like his personality. But the nigga in himself, like his lyrical ability is fucking dope. But he got the nomination for the Alfredo album with him and Alchemist, right? Also, who else? In Royce the 5'9" with the Allegory. What's my man? Goddamn fucking super Jay Electronica with his debut. D Smoke, who I guess he was on that that Netflix show or whatever with T.I. and Chance the Rapper and Cardi.
Okay, yeah, I get you, man. Yeah.
And there was Nas was nominated.
Yeah, Jesus, the King's Disease. Yeah.
King's Disease, right. But, you know, with that being said, all great albums except like I haven't heard the Jay Electronica or the D Smoke album, and you know that's no shot to them. It just wasn't on my list of things to check out. But anyway, the conversation now is, so if Freddie Gibbs or any of these hardcore rappers, all right, let's take them all out because everybody is still on another plateau, right? And all of these artists are great, but Freddie Gibbs is still one of the hardest spitting motherfuckers out there, right? For lack of better words. If he wins this, does that now mean that a lot of shit that he says is going to be censored?
I hope not. I want him to win, but I hope not. I don't think so because Freddie's still Freddie independent anyway. I mean, Freddie. I don't think
he is independent. But what I'm saying is because, you know, once you break through that ceiling that they put over our black artists, once you break through that ceiling, you kind of, you know, it's like, look at how Jay-Z moves now. Jay-Z, remember, he used to be is this that thug from the Kit Kat Club and all of that? You know, that ain't him no more.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Some of that was age also. But yeah, I get what you mean. But I don't think Freddie, I don't know.
I don't think himself.
Yeah, but musically, you think he's gonna sell out? You think?
No. I don't think he's going to sell out. But what I'm saying is, do you think if he was to win, right? Because now that brings him into other living rooms. Remember when 3 6 Mafia won their what the hell was that? Oscar that put them in fucking tens of millions of other living rooms that they would have never been in before. Now, granted, they didn't really, you know, they weren't in the social media era when they won. So a lot of their shit that they did, they were still able to do. Now we're in the social media era to where as though every little thing that you say is under a microscope. And the bigger you become as an artist, I feel like the more the media conglomerates want to censor you. So not so much of him selling out, but do you think that now anything he says is going to be looked at closer with the microscope?
Oh, yeah. The microscope, that's a given. Yeah, the microscope, definitely. His IG stories, yeah. It'll be a lot of posts and deletes.
Oh, yeah.
You know, make something, yeah. But, you know, it is what it is. It comes with the territory. So I hope he wins. You know, congrats to Freddie for the nomination.
Word. That's big. Yeah. That's big, especially given, like, how long he's been out. Because every other artist on here, other than D Smoke and maybe Jay Electronica, haven't been out as long as him. As far as, like, because Nas, you know, Nas has got, 20 plus years. Royce the 5'9" goes back to the days of Eminem.
Royce been out for a minute.
You know what I'm saying? Jay Electronica and Freddie Gibbs might be close in comparison to how long they've been out. And this D Smoke guy, he's new. I think he's from Delaware, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. But listen, like I said, it's dope because, you know, these award shows are now being more inclusive, even though part of me is like, all right, this might be pandering, like, because y'all motherfuckers really aren't aware. But at the same time, you know, it's going to sound a little Jay-Z-ish, but are we going to continue boycotting, even if they still are like, all right, here, come, you know, open the door. You can sit at that table, not at this table yet, but we made a table for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the part that bugs me sometimes, but that's just me, you know, my ghetto correspondent mindset. Yeah. Anything else we got before we get out of here?
Nah, I think that's a wrap, man.
I think we hip hop them to death. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm about to fucking eat. I'm fucking starving.
Yeah, I'm gonna get back to doing some house chores. All right, so January 31st on CBS, the Grammys goes down. So you know, if you guys into hip hop or if you're just into music in general, because a lot of times, like a lot of these genres, like I don't really follow, but being that I love music, like and one time I was more deeper into my love of music than I am now. So I would always follow these type of things anyway, just because I like to, you know, I like to be abreast on what's going on. And people are always like, how do you know so much shit? It's like, because I, you know, as crazy as it sounds, put my nose into things that really aren't of my business. Not my business, you know, things that wouldn't normally attract me, like my demographic or whatever. I don't know. I'm losing the words that I'm trying to say, but you get what I'm saying. Like I tend to be nosy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's that. Next week I want to talk about that Megan Thee Stallion verse that she put out where she's talking about the nigga Tory Lanez and that whole situation, because then the best friend, the old best friend, put out a diss record back to her. It's messy, but it's really good, and that beat is hard. Like I don't know what beat that is. I can't recall it because I haven't listened to enough of it. Because I really can't be a dude riding around listening to a chick talk about
it.
Huh?
Listening to Meg Thee Stallion the whole time.
Right, like that shit just doesn't get play in my whip like that, and definitely not in my fucking earphones. So I'm like, but I do want to listen to that track and kind of decipher it, because I'm like, yo, this is some dope shit that she's saying, and I think it's important. And Tory Crews. What matter of fact? Whoa, damn, shit, fuck, I done confused.
Yeah.
Where the hell is Terry Crews? That just like, yo, where the fuck is that nigga? Yo, he's been quiet.
Oh, shit.
That's scary now that I think about it. But what Tory Lanez is putting out cryptic ass fucking messages talking about, so when the truth comes out, y'all motherfuckers gonna see. And I'm like, God, I don't know. We need to get to the bottom of this, because it's too much going around. And Tory was essentially in the black community blackballed, for lack of better words, for temporarily until motherfuckers find out, because you know the whole protect black women, support black women, all of that. Now everybody wants to, you know, more or less pander, but whatever. Oh, and shout out to the Breakfast Club. They interviewed former President Barack Obama. That was huge. He his book The Promised Land or whatever. I'm probably not going to read it because I don't be reading books like that. But
no, I'm not reading it.
Nah, I might listen to it on Audible in between time. But yo, I thought that was dope. That was big of them. People criticized them, talking about something they were on their best behavior. It's like, you would be on your best behavior too if your fucking great uncle walked into the room and you ain't seen him in forever, and you fucking like have respect for, like, people have to realize, like, there are people that people respect, you know, and like Barack Obama, I don't care how you feel about him, people respect him. And like, what's wrong with showing respect to people? Like, people got to get out of their damn way. They even want you to be ignorant, but then don't laugh at fucking Nate Robinson for getting his ass knocked out. You know, pop shit, but don't listen to a nigga that allegedly shot a woman in the foot. Like, make up your mind. What side of the ground do y'all want to stand on?
Yeah, what are we doing here?
Motherfuckers don't know. But Frankie Diamonds, thank you. It's been a pleasure as always. You know how we do about this time, you guys. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, share, Send this video to whoever you want to send it to. Frankie, you got anything you want to leave us on?
Nah, man. Like, share, subscribe, comment, man. We'll be back at y'all next week with another one.
Word. And I don't got no really cliche closing out, but we'll talk to y'all next week. Peace.
All right, bro. Hey.